Welcome to Reread. We are on John Ostrander's Legacy series, and oh, it is so good. I am going to go over issues 0 to 7. There is a 0, and there is an issue 1/2. I found it in my collection. I totally forgot about it. 1/2 is basically 0, just expanded, and it cost a regular price. 0 cost like 25 cents. It was just something to get people interested in the upcoming the series. I remember I bought it and just crapped on it all. I thought it was going to look terrible. I thought it was going to be terrible and horrible. I don't remember when I bought 1/2. I think 1/2 came out way later when the series was going. And I bought that one again for full price. It's the same thing, but I have to have everything, right? A completist. But basically, you don't, I mean, you can read them, but it's just, you could also read Wikipedia too, that you don't really have to have 0 or 1/2. I don't even know if they're collected in any trades. But again, if you don't have them, they're not really worth tracking down. I did read over them again. They're fine, just information. In fact, I would say skip them and just go to issue 1. So issue 1, this whole first series is called Broken. There's one short story in there called Noob. But in issue 1, we see Cole Skywalker get cut down in front of the Temple of Ossus, where the Jedi are, by the Sith. Of course, Cade Skywalker, young Cade Skywalker, is angry, tries to go after the Sith. His ship explodes. The Jedi think he's dead, but they can't feel him. They can't feel, his master can't feel his death in the Force. So you don't know what happens to Cade. And then, of course, at the end, Darth Krayt becomes Emperor of the Universe. He betrays the Empire, kills what turns out to be a fake Ronan Fail, and just takes his seat at as ruler of the Empire, or the galaxy, basically. Issue 2 happens 7 years later, and then we see where Cade is, with Delilah, with Sin. These are all great characters. John Ostrander really sold me on these very early. I loved them all. He weaves a lot of the Marvel series stuff in there. There's a Nagai Sith in there called, forgot his name right now, Neil, I think. But it's just good stuff. And of course, we see Delilah is a Zeltron. There you go. My brain's catching up with me. But I always like that callback to the Marvel comic books. And John Ostrander already is making very interesting characters. We're also introduced to Darth Talon. She is now, she kills her master, and he goes, "Do you know why?" Darth Krayt goes, "Do you know why?" Darth Krayt tells Darth Talon to kill her master, and she does. He went, "Do you know why your master had to die?" And she said, "Because you wish it." So she's the perfect servant for Darth Krayt. And she's going to track down Rowan Fail's daughter, which will lead her to Rowan Fail, who she will, I guess, kill. And then we're also introduced to Rowan Fail's daughter, Princess Marasiah, they call it Saya for short. And that's it for issue 2. Issue 3, Rowan Fail reclaims his imperial throne. Remember, this is 7 years later, and the Empire are done. A lot of the Empire are done serving the Sith. And so most of them, except for one officer who gets gunned down, most of them are very loyal to Fail. They want him to come back and reclaim his galaxy. So he's recaptured Bastion, even though I don't think at this point Darth Krayt does want him dead. But, just giving up Bastion and losing a portion of the Empire doesn't really affect him that much. Now, we find out that Cade is really not that nice of a guy. In fact, we kind of found this out in the second issue. But he's also hooked on death sticks. I mean, it's just all this awful stuff. And, of course, he sees a Force vision of Luke. I remember this came out in the it was one of those got you articles online. Like, they try to, get clickbait. And it says, Luke, a major character in the Star Wars universe has died. His death is revealed in the newest issue of Legacy. And basically it's just like, there's a Force ghost of Luke. Well, yeah, it's 100 years later. What do you think? But I remember that was clickbait. I remember a story was like that. Major character is revealed as dead in the new Star Wars comic book. I was like, oh, okay, major original character or something. Anything to get you to click it. But Luke's just trying to tell him he has a destiny. He can't run away from it. And so you'll be seeing Luke more and more in the series. But the princess boards the ship. She's being pursued by a Sith. Cade sees the Sith and decides to help her, and deliver her to her planet. And that's how issue 3 ends. Well, then I guess John Ostrander wanted to tell a short story called Noob about a stormtrooper who's very new. He's a noob. They're being led by a Sith. And the Sith is, basically making them execute other officers. You know, they're calling them all traitors. He's basically stepping over their boundary lines, and he just breaks this squad. You know, they're supposed to be going after Rowan Fales defectors, and they decide to defect too. And the new guy shoots and kills the Sith. The Sith's attention is on someone else, so he doesn't just kill him outright. He shoots him in the back, but then he gets to say his name now, and he's joining Joker Squad. You know, it's moving on. Just a small story about the new stormtroopers from Baron Fales era. I liked it. It's very, again, John Ostrander is writing great characters here. I mean, for someone who wanted to hate this series so much, the first storyline just drew me in, and I was a fan ever since. And I'm really enjoying this reread too. But anyway, in issue 5, Cade delivers the princess. He meets the Jedi who recognize who Cade is, and there's also a battle of the Sith. And number 6, the Jedi are trying to convince Cade to come back to the fold, become a Jedi, become in the Order. He doesn't want to. The princess we think she sacrifices herself to save Cade. That makes him pick up her lightsaber and seek revenge. But of course, she's not dead, because in the 7th issue, she's revealed to be alive. Oh, and I forgot Master Draco from the Imperial Knights. The Imperial Knights are really cool too, and Draco's really cool. I mean, I really like all the characters that Ostrander brings into this world and introduces to us. And so Cade, of course, heals the princess. He comes close to going to the dark side again. In fact, his eyes go all, Sithy, if that's a word. And when Darth Talon realizes she has failed in her mission, the rest of the Sith are like, "Oh, you're gonna die." But when she goes to see Darth Krayt goes, "You've delivered good information. So Skywalker is alive." And then I love this because, again, I just forgot about it since I last read it. He's like, "I had a chance to kill him once." And I was thinking, no, to kill off the Skywalker line is what he said once. Maybe it's destiny. They're still around. And I was thinking, oh, that makes sense now, because you remember the comic book. I was like, oh, when he went up against Anakin Skywalker. And so, all those little breadcrumbs, those clues of who Darth Krayt is, are starting to come out already. So far, what do I think about Legacy so far? I love it. I love it. I cannot wait. This is so much fun to be talking about one of my favorite comic book series at the end of the Star Wars Expanded Universe timeline. Wonderful stuff. Can't wait to talk about more issues next time.